Welcome to vpod.ai. This deep dive is sponsored by StoneFly, your trusted solution provider and advisor in enterprise storage, backup disaster recovery, hyperconverged VMware, Hyper-V, Proxmox cluster, AI servers, SA365, a turnkey security appliance, public and private cloud. Check out stonefly.com for more info. Today we're diving into something, well, potentially game-changing for how you interact with your devices. We're talking about Gemma 3N.
That's right. It's Google's newest AI model, and it's specifically built, really engineered for on-device experiences.
So our goal here is to kind of cut through the hype, figure out what makes Gemma 3N really tick, and what new capabilities it's bringing to our phones or laptops.
Exactly. What can it actually do right there in your hand?
Let's get into it. So what is Gemma 3N fundamentally?
Well, the interesting thing is its connection to Google's other big AI work. It's directly related to the Gemini Nano models. Uses the same underlying tech.
Oh, okay. So it's like taking that advanced Gemini Nano stuff.
Yeah, think of it like the Nano architecture, but optimized and sort of pack-right for broader access. The focus is really on efficiency and getting like top-tier performance on the device itself.
Without needing the cloud all the time.
Precisely. Less reliance on constant connection.
Okay, so it's using that advanced tech, shrunk down, tuned for devices. What does that really mean for, say, developers?
Yeah,
And then how does that trickle down to us?
good question. For developers, looking at Gemma 3N now, it's basically a sneak peek into the future. It's an early look at the kind of architecture and capabilities that are coming to platforms like Android and Chrome soon.
So they can start building next-gen apps.
Exactly. Gives them a head start on creating experiences that maybe weren't possible before on device.
Okay, makes sense. But what's actually new here? What's improved compared to, other small models we've seen? What does it unlock?
Right. This is where it gets pretty exciting. Google's saying it delivers the best ever quality for a model this size. It's been really fine-tuned for those specific on-device tasks.
And that fine-tuning leads to?
Well, things like quite sophisticated function calling happening right on the device.
So the AI understanding, you want it to do something, not just chat.
Yes, exactly. And also handling interlaced text and images together much more smoothly.
Okay, function calls, text, and images mixed. That sounds useful for device interaction, but I thought there was something else mentioned, something pretty big for the Gemma family.
Ah, yes, you're right. And this is probably the biggest leap, especially for a small model. For the very first time, Gemma 3N can understand audio and even video inputs.
Wait, hold on. Audio and video, processed locally, on the device.
Yeah.
Why is that such a significant step for local AI?
It's a game changer because it lets the model grasp what's happening around you, through the device's own sensors in real time.
So it's not just reacting to typed text or static pictures anymore.
Right. It can interpret sounds, actions, moving scenes. It opens up totally new ways to interact, much more naturally. Imagine just talking to your phone like you talk to a person, maybe pointing at something.
Or letting it listen to the background noise for context.
Exactly. That kind of interaction.
That really does sound like a major shift for on-device AI. Can you give some concrete examples of what this looks like?
Sure. One example was showing it a model and asking about it, and it identified it, saying, "This is a replica of a Virgin Galactic Spaceship One." Simple identification from visuals.
Okay. What about audio?
You could just say something like, "Save these notes," and it processes that audio command to, actually perform the action.
And creative stuff, mixing inputs.
Yeah, it can handle that too. Like, show it something and ask for a short poem about it. There was an example mentioning, "Amazing Zoe, so bright," based on some input.
Interesting. So creativity, commands.
Yeah.
What about more complex things, like understanding space or maybe interpreting drawings?
It seems capable there, too. Spatial reasoning was mentioned. You could maybe provide dimensions, point things out, and it could figure out the largest room, calculating, say, 18 by 12 is 216 square feet.
Wow, okay. And drawings.
Yeah, or showing it a sketch, it could identify a cartoon of Einstein, picking up on the wavy hair, the mustache, the key features.
Right.
Bringing all that together, text, images, audio, and video processing in a small, efficient package. That's really what makes Gemma 3N stand out.
Getting that level of understanding onto a mobile chip, that feels huge. How did they manage the performance and these multimodal abilities in such a small footprint?
Yeah, it comes down to the architecture and efficiency focus. Google calls it their most efficient inference profile yet for on-device AI.
Meaning?
They've really optimized the architecture specifically for how mobile processors actually work. The result is much faster processing. The initial processing time, they call it prefill, is way quicker compared to even much larger models like, say, Gemma 34B, though that's not an on-device model itself.
And crucially, it uses less memory.
Exactly. Less memory usage, which is vital for keeping apps feeling fluid and responsive on your phone or tablet. No one wants laggy AI.
Definitely not. Faster, less memory. The magic combo. Is there anything particularly clever about the architecture itself that enables this?
There is actually something quite innovative, a unique two-in-one map former architecture. It actually includes a smaller sort of embedded submodel within the main one.
A model within a model. Why?
It's pretty smart. It lets the system dynamically choose on the fly. It can prioritize peak quality for the output, or if needed, it can switch to a mode that's even faster and uses fewer resources.
All within the same memory footprint.
That's the claim. You get this flexibility, quality, or speed efficiency without needing two separate models loaded.
That dynamic switching sounds incredibly useful for developers balancing performance and capability. Okay, so tying this all together, what's the bigger picture here? Why release Gemma 3N now?
Well, it really signals Google's ongoing push for open, accessible AI, especially focusing on making powerful AI run locally on your device.
And it's built with real-world use in mind.
Seems so. The fact that it incorporates insights from the Android, Chrome, and Pixel teams suggests it's been designed thinking about actual performance on the devices we use every day.
So, bottom line for you listening, Gemma 3N is pushing AI forward, bringing capabilities that understand more of the world, text, images, audio, video, directly onto your device. This could lead to much richer, more intuitive apps that just work locally.
Yeah, and thinking about that, with AI that can see, hear, read, and understand video all running right there on your phone or laptop, what kinds of on-device applications, things that were impossible before, can you imagine emerging from this?
That's definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
And remember to check out StoneFly. They're offering a 100 TB immutable and air-gapped SSO NAS for $8,995.